Hello, everybody, and welcome to Meet the Match Live. We're on the air. Topics for discussion for today. We're going to talk about the Queens Baseball Convention. Queens Baseball Convention is like a Star Trek convention for Met fans. And we'd like to say that it's all nerds, but because we go, we can't say that it's all nerds because, well, I guess we could say that we're nerds when it comes to the Mets. Also, we've got Pete Rose on the docket. His new relationship with baseball that is allowing him to be inducted into the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame and have his number retired. Which of those numbers that he was betting is he going to have retired? Badoom-cha. Those bells and whistles, like the badoom-cha sound effects, will be included down the road. They're not today. Let's see, what else? I want to talk about the Wilpons a little bit. Our favorite family and our favorite sports family, who, despite having their own network, despite having a beautiful new ballpark, and despite not being crushed by the Bernie Madoff scandal like they could have been, aren't spending any money. $100 million payroll for a World Series team in a big market with their own stadium and their own network. Not good. What else? And we're going to talk a little bit about the Rangers, the New York Rangers, President's Cup trophy holders. They're not doing anything. They're coasting, it looks like. We've got Cheesy Bruin joining in. This is his first day on Blab. In the meantime, I'm going to talk a little bit about my favorite baseball team, the New York Metropolitans. The New York Metropolitans fan base is one of the most tortured fan bases in sports, right up there with the Cubs, the Cleveland Browns fans. The Marlins fans, despite the fact that they're relatively new on the face of the planet, and they have, 2 World Series in their cash. Their fans get devastated. You get your players getting traded every 5 minutes when they don't win in one season. The Buffalo Bills, and Buffalo Sabres fans, those teams are never going to win. Tortured fan bases, Cleveland Browns, New York Mets. Let's get to the Mets. You've got your own network. You've got your own stadium. You're in a big market. You packed in fans last year after you went on that tremendous run. And what do you do in the offseason? Zilch. Now, this is a team that didn't have like a great offense to begin with. They had questions basically at every position. Yeah, Curtis Granderson. Everybody's talking about how great Curtis Granderson is. Oh, he's great. He's had one good year with the Mets. And he's leading off, which in itself is not an ideal. But it forced him to take more pitches. It forced him to become a guy with a higher on-base percentage. So to that end, it worked. What about, you say, but what about all the good stuff that they got out of Lucas Duda? Well, Lucas Duda went into a funk for 2 months, and he seems to be the kind of temperamental guy and the sensitive guy that allows stuff like, hold on, we're getting a what the F exclamation point from Cheesy Bruin. Cheesy Bruin, I don't know, what are you doing wrong out there, kid? It says you joined. Are you calling in? You got to press the call in button. Am I doing something wrong here, folks? If I am, and you're trying to call in, let me know. So anyway, New York Metropolitans, Lucas Duda, temperamental, sensitive guy, prone to long slumps. Plus, he's not 23. He's not 24. The guy's 30. Now, granted, the Mets tinkered with him like they do with all young players. Case in point, Juan Lagares, because they've got to go out and get other center fielders, really mediocre center fielders for $7 million a pop. Lucas Duda, tinkered with by the New York Mets for 3 years with the shadow of Ike Davis always looming, or actually just marching Ike Davis out there, who anybody on this planet that can throw a curveball in the dirt can get Ike Davis out. And that's basically what he admitted publicly. When a major league hitter says, unless I know a curveball's coming, I can't hit it. You got no shot because every major leaguer is going to throw you curveballs, and they're going to make sure you don't have a shot. Angry Ward has joined. Welcome them. Angry Ward. Angry Ward, can you hear me? Can you see me? Are you Tommy? Because Cheesy Bruin, shockingly, is struggling with the technology here. This is exciting. This is seeing who's completely inept, which could be me right now, if you can't hear me, and or the rest of the Meet the Matt staff. Tortured fan bases. How about the Vikes? He can't hear it. Eureka! Eureka! It's like Thomas Edison. Holy ship! Yes, the Vikings. The Vikings have a tortured fan base. I'll give you that. But they've been to the big game 4 in a row. If it wasn't for the curse of Herschel Walker, and if Bud Grant wasn't such a crap coach, then maybe you'd be singing a different tune about your Vikings. By the way, can anybody sing the first few lines of the Vikings theme song? The Redskins have one, the Mets have one, the Yankee. What's the Vikings theme song? Skol Vikings, yeah, woohoo! Cheesy Bruin still not looking at a screen or not looking at or hearing anything. Angry Ward is in, ladies and gentlemen. How come nobody else can get in? No offense, AW, but you are inept when it comes to technology. But you're in. Can you help your Bronx boys, O'Shea and Prolongo, get in here? Ridiculous. This couldn't be easier. Again, no offense, Angry Ward. Apologize for insulting you, your family, the Vikings. But when you have quarterbacks like, you don't have quarterbacks in Minnesota, do you? That brings us right back to Lucas Duda. Lucas Duda, sensitive. Paul Bunyan, the lefty Paul Bunyan, but he's sensitive. He is very sensitive. He's very temperamental, but he should just be a piece. If Lucas Duda was just being a piece of the Mets lineup, like he would be on another major league team, if you put Lucas Duda, for instance, in the Bronx, and he was playing in the Yankees lineup with all the other guys in the lineup that take the pressure off of them, whether it's in the post-game interviews or it's in the in-game action, Lucas Duda would hit 475 home runs a season playing for the Yankees because he'd be able to fly under the radar and he'd just be a piece. But the Mets put guys like him, after they tinker with him and screw with his head, even when they handed him the job, they didn't fully hand him the job. They bring in Michael Kadire. How'd that work out, Jason Bay? It didn't work out because Michael Kadire comes in and he's going to spell Lucas Duda if Lucas Duda can't hit lefties. Remember that? So you give the kid a job. He's not a kid anymore when you give him the job because you've hung Ike Davis over his head for 3.5 seasons. But then you finally say, okay, Lucas, this is your job, but we're going to bring in Mayberry Jr. and Kadire in case you don't hit, in case you go 0 for 4 against the lefty, then we're going to platoon you. That's what the Mets do. Same thing with Lagares. Lagares was great. They gave him an extension. The Mets gave a young player a contract extension to kind of lock him up, kind of like in the Cleveland Indians way. And then he hurts his arm. So he's got an arm injury off his game because he had a cannon to go along with his exceptional field coverage. So he can go get anything in center field, right? Decent hitter. But he shouldn't have to be a 320 hitter. They should be able to carry a guy that plays defense like he does, hitting 270, 275. If he hit 275 over a full season and played center field the way he can play center field, that would be awesome. All right, we have the tall Matt coming in. One call in. Here he is, the tall Matt. Lo and behold, is that the tall Matt?
Hi.
Hello, everybody.
Hello,
Matt, are you producing a television commercial right now?
I am producing a television commercial right now because I am a producer of television commercials. Where's the camera?
This is So, Guy, we were just talking about the New York Metropolitans. We segued somehow into the Vikings because Angry Ward got on here, and he's a Vikings fan.
Is he actually?
It was tortured fan bases, and then all the technology stuff going on, and but basically we're talking about the Mets lineup, and we were talking about Lucas Duda and how the Mets tinker with young players like Lucas Duda and Juan Lagares by bringing in crap or holding crap over them and then expecting them to be studs. And if they're not studs, then they bring in something else.
I think Lucas Duda is as big a stud as he's going to be. He's hit 30 home runs the year before last, 27 in 2015. We're not going to get more out of Lucas Duda.
Right, but what I'm saying is leave the guy alone.
Over him.
What?
And it's not because we're holding something over him. It's because he's just not great.
He's not great, but he doesn't need to be. What the Mets are trying to do is make this guy into the world's best player. That's Matthew O'Shea, ladies and gentlemen. Take down all that information. His social security number was on there. That's good.
Damn it.
We're going to have to. Oh, no, we'll take care of that in post. Nobody will see that.
Clean it up, frame by frame.
What's the hospital tag? Just to go off the rails a little bit more.
Today.
Are you stressed about Lucas Duda?
Very stressed about Lucas Duda and Juan Lagares.
See, I like Juan Lagares. I like Lucas Duda. I think they're pieces. They shouldn't be relied on to be cornerstone players.
Shit.
What?
What?
Excuse me? We can't beep you right now. That's
Sorry,
the problem.
Right.
It's foul mouth, Matt. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know who we are MeetTheMats.com. Yours truly, I'm called Short Matt. He's called Tall Matt. We're the two original Mats. We've since added pundits, other Mats, and pets to talk sports with. But Tall Matt right now is on the job. He's nice enough to call in live as he's producing a television commercial because he is the producer of television commercials.
That's what I do. I produce television commercials.
Matt, maybe we could segue into some of the cool athletes that you've worked with on television commercials.
Okay.
Who's your favorite?
Neil Patrick Harris.
Who? Neil Patrick Harris?
Thank you, Steve. Somebody just brought me some avocado toast.
Avocado toast. Yeah. Oh, all right.
Patrick Harris, he was great in his first season.
You're going to have to hold your mic a little close. Hold your mic a little closer to your.
To Neil Patrick Harris, he was great in first two seasons.
Neil Patrick Harris is an actor.
Isn't that what you said?
I wanted to know who was your favorite sports personality. In the commercial. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I enjoyed Lawrence Taylor and Phil Simms, Warren Sapp. Michael Jordan was actually a nice guy.
Peyton Manning.
I worked with a number of times.
Jose Reyes.
Yes, Jose Reyes. In fact,
who was your favorite to work with?
Probably Peyton, just because we did it so many times, and he was always a pro. And he's very funny on camera. He gets it. He gets the jokes.
Who's best with their lines out of those guys?
You know, you work with a couple NASCAR guys like Jimmy Johnson and Denny Hamlin, and that's a box of rocks there.
Hopefully they're not watching this right now when you work with them again or the advertising
box of rocks,
agency.
I mean like gold nuggets.
Or you could.
Diamonds.
People say dumb as a box of rocks, too.
I could.
By the way, every time, I know because you're in the film business, you work on sets, you can understand the concept of every time that you move and come back into camera, you're completely really silhouetted by that light window behind you.
I know.
And then it comes back in when you sit still.
I'm trying to work at the same time here.
Work is overrated. Work is overrated. So do you have a specific topic that you want to talk about? The New York Metropolitans. How about the Wilpons?
How about the Wilpons? Okay,
what is your take?
My take on the Wilpons is that they're just never going to spend money while they're owners because they're paying down too much debt from the Madoff scandal. So this is a broken record for me and millions of Met fans. But Wilpons, if you could sell the team, you know, you'd make your fan base happy. That's some good avocado toast.
It's avocado on toast, just for the folks at home. It's not avocado toast, which is what you said earlier.
Well, if you see it on a menu, it's called avocado toast.
There's avocado on bread that's toasted.
Okay, so do you call the hamburger a meat patty on a bun, or do you order a hamburger?
As a matter of fact, I do. I order a meat patty on a bun.
I'll have a meat patty on a bun with a slice of cheddar cheese on top of the meat patty that's on the bun.
We digress again.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're saying basically the Wilpons are paying down the debt of the Bernie Madoff's thing?
Yeah. They have
I thought they made money.
No, they have interest payments every year, millions of dollars.
How much are we talking here?
Let me look it up here. Get the exact. I don't want to be wrong on it.
No, just
I don't
lie
want it
about
to
it.
just be
We
a
lie
math
about stats
fact.
and stuff all the time. Welcome, Jake. Jake Frichette's joining us. Hello, Jake. Jake's a Philly fan.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. We are accepting call-ins. We have 2 spots left. If you use foul language, you will be bounced. Poultry, pigeon, turkey. Butter toast is my favorite kind of toast, says Jake Frechette. You see in the sidebar there, people can type in there, Matthew?
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah. All right. So, Wilpons, nothing's going to happen. Same old song. They're paying down much more money than.
I'm trying to see if I can find the exact amount of money they pay now each year on the debt.
Because they used to spend money.
They did in the Omar days. They
spent
strings were
boatloads.
open.
Yeah, they spent boatloads. I mean, they gave Pedro and Beltran and Delgado all in the same season.
Pre-Madoff scandal,
right? So that it's not like these guys don't have a history of spending the big bucks, which is why this is so freaky. And they get to the World Series, and they're gonna not do anything but bring in another Andres Torres at $7 million to play center field and just taunt Juan Lagares.
Yes.
Right?
Did we discuss Cespedes again?
Cespedes, I'd say, here's how I solve the Cespedes problem. And I save face with Met fans everywhere. I say to him, okay, you're going to get a 1-year deal for $25 million with a club option of 4 more years at $80 million. So that, in essence, is a 5-year offer the Mets are putting on the table. And then you put in incentives for Cespedes in each of those seasons. So conceivably, you're offering him a 5-year deal, but with only 1 year guaranteed at $25 million, and then the next 4 at 20, but with incentives so that he can make as high as 30 if he becomes the MVP of the World Series.
But after 1 year,
club
the
option.
Mets can get out of that option. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I don't think he'd ever go for it. I think he's
I'll say this. Okay.
Somewhere else.
Let's negotiate. You're his agent. I'm Jeff.
Okay.
I'm Jeff Alderson DePodesta.
It's a 5-year deal. 2 years opt out, but the opt out is the player's prerogative, not the team's prerogative. But the back 3 years are incentive laden.
By the way, are you listening to this on MeetTheMatch.com as well?
Yes.
Close that out and go on and just stay on the Blab because it's echoing back when you do that. Whoops. And with that, we just lost Matt. So to get you up to speed right now, I'm the Mets, and Matt is playing Cespedes' agent. And here he is. Welcome, Fake Sandy Alderson. Hello, everybody. Fake Sandy getting in, finally, the Hewlett-Packard guy. Come on in, Sandy. Big Al Sternberg / Fake Sandy Alderson. So basically what we're doing is Yoenis Cespedes, the free agent. We have Matt O'Shea, Tall Matt, acting as his agent, and yours truly acting as the Mets, and we're doing a negotiation. My offer is a 1-year deal with a club option. The 1 year is guaranteed $25 million. The club option is another 4 years at $20 million per, plus incentives. So the total package of those next 4 years can average $25 to $30 million per, as per his performance on the field. If they do not take him, if they do not sign him, they use their option to opt out, we can negotiate a sum to pay Cespedes to move on. And that's where I told Matt to hang up, and that was a mistake because we'll never hear from him again. So either I think what he might be doing is he's a method actor and he's just playing hardball, and he hung up on us. He hung up on me offering him the deal. Let's see if we can get him back. You know, I just want to throw this out there too. The Queens Baseball Convention, it's like a Star Trek convention for Mets fans, but it's also very cool because you walk around and it's like, the way I can describe it, it's like traveling to a foreign country where the language is nothing like what you speak, right? It's like Turkish or it's Czech. And you go there and you're like, you can't relate. It's not Spanish. It's not a Romance language. It's not French. For those of you that speak Latin, it's not Latin. You go there. But when you walk into the Mets baseball convention, everybody speaks the same language. Everybody speaks Metsy. Metsy. That's the language. Fake Sandy Alderson. We're trying to improve you coming. Let's see if he can get in there. Hello, Sandy. Big fake Sandy Alderson / Big Al Sturberg. We're seeing something here. Can't tell if you're coming in or not. Hold on. Give it props for coming in. There's props. Can you hear me? I can't hear you, Sandy. There's a shock. Fake Sandy Alderson works for an enormous tech company, yet he's completely inept when it comes to technology. Uh-oh. Calling back in. We have the tall Matt. The tall Matt is back.
Sorry, I just wanted some stats. I do have to go to work.
But now you sound much better, too.
Because I'm not on Meet the Mats now.
Yes.
The Wilpons have $60 million left in debt to pay down, and they have to do $30 million in 2016 and $30 million in 2017. So that impacts payroll. I got to go.
That's nothing.
You guys are the best.
$60 million. That's nothing. Hold on. Wait a minute. Did you take my deal?
I took your deal.
So what is it? Oh, he took the deal. He took the deal. We just solved the Cespedes crisis right here on MeetTheMatch.com. All you got to do, ladies and gentlemen, offer him a 1-year deal, $25 million, club option of 4 years, $20 million per, but with incentives that can make each one of those years go from 25 to 30 million respectively. That works for everybody. Cespedes can get his 5-year contract. He can earn up to $30 million. Come on. No brainer. Where are we? Cheesy Bruin says, just fine. Okay, never played, coach, managed at any level. I did marry a woman whose daddy owned the Oakland A's, so I'm a baseball guy. I'm important too. That is the self-description of fake Sandy Alderson. We're going to try to see if he can come back in here again. Fake Sandy's back in. Let's see if we can get him. No. Whoa! Well, we have a visual.
Well,
Oh, he's in. He's in. Can you scoot up higher in the frame, because all we're seeing is the vent on your ceiling. Can you tilt the camera down a little bit?
Well, it's down. That.
All right, now okay. So we have the same problem we had with you with Tall Matt. Is that when you have the Meet the Mats, you're watching this on the feed and Meet the Mats, right?
Yes, I tried doing it via Twitter as well.
Go to blab.im.
Yeah, I tried all that. Why, you can't hear me well?
No, you're just echoing. Not that you echoing is bad, because it sounds like you're broadcast. You're the stadium. You're Mattingly.
Welcome.
Good. All right. Now that you know that, That's the way you have to. You just handle that and speak as though you're speaking through a stadium broadcast, okay? Because then you're fine. Otherwise, it's not. We can hear you, which is a miracle. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. Anyway, Tall Matt was just accepting the offer. He was He was acting as Cespedes' agent, and I was acting as Jeff Alderson Podesta, and offered him a 1-year deal at $25 million with a 4-year club contract option, with a club option of $20 million per. But each one of those has incentives that will enable Cespedes to make 25 to 30 million a season thereafter. So in essence, and we didn't get the one negotiating point. He says, well, the Mets can opt out after 1 year. I said, yeah. He says, well, I got to get some money. I'm like, all right, well, that was a negotiating thing. All right, so I want you to take over the role of you're negotiating against me. I'm Sandy, and fake Sandy, a.k.a. Big Al Sternberg, is Cespedes' agent. Now, you're not getting your doors kicked in by anybody, are you? Right?
No.
All right. So my offer.
But
Hold on. Let me give you the official offer. I'm faxing it right. I have Pat Riley faxing it right now.
nice.
See what we did there? Pat Riley faxing for the younger folks at home.
Yeah, they borrowed that in Jerry Maguire too.
Did Bill Belichick fax in his passing on the Jets job?
In fact, I believe he left like a scribbled note on a back of a napkin. Said, "I resign as the HC of the NYJ."
All right. Okay. One more thing about your audio. Every last word of your sentence you have to say again. So it repeats like, okay?
Can I get two Whoppers?
Whoppers?
Whoppers.
All right. So I'm going to fax you the offer.
Okay. I just came in.
1 year, $25 million, 4-year club option, $20 million per on the club option, but with incentives, Yoenis can get $25 to $30 million per. So if he plays up to his fullest potential, $30 million per season in those last 4 years. So that comes out to a 5-year deal. And we both know that your client is 38 years old.
More than likely. However, you mentioned that. So in other words, you're guaranteeing at most $30 million. Guaranteed.
Well, it's not guaranteed because we just lost him.
No,
we lose you? Oh, we got you. No, it's not guaranteed. I'm giving you $25 million guaranteed for the first season.
Okay.
I have a club option, 4 years at $20 million per guaranteed, with incentive clauses that can make your client $25 to $30 million each one of those 4 years.
The problem is, and you cited it before, the idea of where you used as a caveat. Whoa, look at that feedback.
Yeah.
That could be Glenn Fry trying to speak to us. Play to his full potential. My client wants to take it.
Are aliens in that vent?
They are. My client wants to take advantage of the fact that he never has to play to his full potential. He's Yoenis Cespedes.
Wait, hold on. You method acting. You are his agent only. We got Cheesy Bruin trying to kick in here.
Oh, yeah. Using
Cheesy
an
Bruin.
avatar.
There's no way this is going to happen. There is no way in hell he's going to make this work.
How can I make the audio better?
You would come in through Blab if you're going to call in, probably.
Yeah, I've tried to authenticate through Blab. Actually, I'm in Blab.
So then close out meetthemats.com.
Okay, how's that? No different.
It's really no shock that you're having issues.
Now we got it.
There you go. Boom.
Boom.
Yeah. Right there. Down goes Frazier.
Cheesy's having the same thing, and what happens is that it actually takes about 12 minutes for the pop-up to appear, the dialogue box to appear saying Blab would like to, access to your microphone and camera. And until it actually offers that, you're in limbo there. So you have to wait for that to come up, click OK, and then it allows you in.
Well, I know that I speak for the 37 fans out there that are watching this, that it was well worth the wait for us to wait for you, fake Sandy Alderson, to come on here. So, okay, all right. Stop negotiating against your client. Negotiate for your client, and let's hash this thing out. Let's avert this Cespedes crisis and have Cespedes for the rest of us. Right?
I agree, but here's the problem with negotiating with the Mets. There's actually no negotiation, no offer.
Right.
And people took solace in the fact the other night when the four clowns of the Met front office appeared before season ticket holders.
Please name them.
Sandy Alderson, J.P. Ricciardi, John Ricco, and
all right, Ricco.
I'm not sure who stood in for Paul DePodesta. I do know it was not Josh Gordon or Johnny Manziel, but
it wasn't the Cleveland Browns GM.
No, I will tell you though that a fan, a season ticket holder, in fact, asked the question directly of Sandy. What's the status with Cespedes? And he made it say, yeah, we continue to talk to his representatives. That's all I can say right now. Now, if you think about that, what was the alternative to that? If Sandy had actually tried to be honest and said to the group of season ticket holders, he's out of our budget, or, there's no way we're giving him more than 1 year, or something resembling the truth, there may have been a riot there. So he did what he usually does was.
But hold on, playing the devil's advocate here. If he said we are in communication with his representatives,
yeah, that's very broad,
and he's not, then then Cespedes' representatives would have gone public with that.
Not necessarily. They may cling to the hope that at some point in this process the Mets actually do become engaged. That's not going to happen. Furthermore, John, the hitman Heyman, a gentleman for whom
he is one tough-looking dude.
And I have such low respect for what he does. And anyway, Heyman somehow found his way to Fred Wilpons yesterday. You remember Shyster Fred. And asked him directly, what about Cespedes? And Fred threw his arms up in the air and said, your guess is as good as mine.
Fred Wilpons said that?
Fred Wilpons said this. Yes, documented yesterday. Now.
Well, I don't remember where I was last August. Do you?
Well, there you go again.
That's Ronald Reagan for the younger fans out there that go study.
Yes, go study and stop listening to Ted Cruz.
Yeah.
So Fred said that actually, and so the chances, if we take it on face value, that he actually, is excluded and not involved in any potential negotiations that may or may not be taking place. That's just absurd. Or, he's not saying anything. He pays Sandy a great deal of money to do all his lying for him. And it was unusual.
It would have been better. It would have been better if Wilpons just said, "Hey, lady!"
Right. He absolutely should have just broken into a Jerry Lewis.
What the hell should I know?
The funniest man in France. Lady!
And, well, hey, look, he's only got Mr. Bean as his competition,
Listen,
right?
It's tough competition over there, but I can tell you it was unusual.
Or as Angry Ward and Grody to the Max would say, Albert Brooks is the funniest guy on the planet. So those guys.
I'm a huge guy.
Come on. When was the last time he was funny?
He's always funny.
No, he's not.
He's funny by virtue of his real life brother.
Okay, but that that doesn't make him funny. Okay, Albert Brooks is not funny.
He's always been.
Albert Bell was funnier than Albert Brooks.
You remember when Albert Bell killed those 3 children on Halloween? He didn't try to run them down. He caught them. Anyway, I digressed here a second because it was unusual that Heyman got a quote from Wilpons in the hallway, because usually Wilpons reserves his lying for when he's under oath.
We're getting insulted by Angry Ward, by the way, in the margin.
What is he saying? He is funny. Funnier than you and your Jerry Lewis.
You know what? It's easy from the sidelines, Poinsy, to be criticizing us. Why don't you get on here, okay? Stop hiding behind your little monitor.
How about the news yesterday that Mike Francesa was going to retire, but not in the next 30 days.
I listened to him. I was listening to him the other day. He sounded like an old Jewish grandmother. He's got a little thing in his voice now, and it's
he took
he's not going to live to retire.
He took a page out of Jim Boeheim's book and said, "I'm going to retire. I will be stepping down at the conclusion of the 37-38 season." You know who's a pretty good little player there, dog?
Oh.
How are you today?
Just because he is a cure for insomnia as it is anyway.
You can't say it enough that the time when he fell asleep while Sweetie Murdy was droning on about the Yankees, the time when he fell asleep, you just can't get better TV than that.
There's nothing better than that.
And he was startled, and his eyes were all dilated, and what?
But the irony here is that you're listening to a guy like that in a car,
right?
And he is lulling you to sleep while you're driving. He is a danger to people.
I don't think there's any question. All
right. We agree on that. All right, well, let's get back to our
driving well, Francesa.
Let's get back to before our pre-Jerry Lewis comments. Wilpons hallway.
Yes.
Take us back to the Wilpons in the hallway. Let's recap that.
Okay. So
read off your teleprompter. It's right there.
Yeah. So I'm not exactly sure where. No, he's not paid off anything. He keeps kicking the can.
You are, of course, referring to the question from Cheesy Bruin.
I am.
Has right said Fred Wilpons paid off the loan from Major League Baseball?
And he's made very, very small payments. He continues to kick the can down the road. They keep reshuffling the loan service deck. Debt service deck, excuse me. And there are some, as the great Howard Megdal from Capital New York will always tell you, and he's recommended reading. He will always tell you that
of course, we're sponsored by
Capital New York.
How much rake was coming in from the playoffs and World Series should be able to pay off any loan? Cheesy Bruin can't even type now. That's how retarded. Sorry for saying that, but they saw
significant revenue just in the month of October alone, but it doesn't make a dent in their own.
But they only have $60 million to pay off.
No.
SNY is a cash cow.
$60 million is strictly the number that goes to Irving Picard, the trustee in the Madoff clawback suit.
No, Tall Matt called back in with stats.
Okay, there are $1 billion loan payments coming due in the next 2 to 3 years.
Billion. Where are you getting these numbers?
Howard Megdal, Capital Sports. Capital. No, anyone who
just a circle gets the square.
Can I go to Charlie Weaver in the top for the month?
Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on to your hats. Cheesy Bruin is trying to call in again. All right. It's not going to work. It's not good. It's like waiting for Godot. Because it's not Godot.
I'm going straight ahead with Godot. Give me Godot. Again, with the millennials trying to change
it's
the
not,
way we
work. I saw and Captain Picard corrected us. So, folks, when you hear Cheesy Bruin at first, and let's get this out of the way, shall we, away, Cheesy?
Let's do that.
Okay, Cheesy Bruin is not Crackhead Bob, and he is not smashed. Cheesy Bruin has difficulty speaking because despite not being a smoker, he has been battling cancer for the good part of his life. What, 20 years now?
Jesus Christ, it's longer than that.
All right. Jesus. Okay, so give us a number there.
1992.
Cheese man. 1992, when Brett Saberhagen was gracing the Flushing Diamonds of Cortona, Cheesy Brewer has been battling cancer to the point where, ladies and gentlemen, they cut out a piece of his thigh and recreated a tongue for him. So if you're making fun of the way he speaks, you're going straight to HE double hockey sticks. Hockey. Okay?
What's up with that John? What's up with John Scott being a captain in the NHL?
Was there a hockey question? No.
It was a hockey question, but John Scott, first off, John Scott needs a last name.
He's got two middle names. He's
and by the
first
way,
and middle. That was handled so poorly.
All right. Since Cheesy, you're on, and we don't know how long you're going to be on because only the shadow knows with your technology over there. We were going to talk about the Rangers and them, their plight this year, and I have a theory. Mm-hmm. My theory is that they are finally realizing that the regular season doesn't matter in the NHL.
Hang on a second.
And they – what happened?
No, not so far. Go ahead. Yes. No, it does not matter.
What? Al's got a domestic issue going on right now, but we can ignore that for the time being. Al, you there?
I'm fine.
You okay?
Nope.
Do you need something? Cheese man, you're the hockey guy. You're the big hockey expert. You're the big Boston Bruins guy. Blah blah. You're the Boston Bruins fan from the Bronx. Baby. For the folks at home that don't understand that, are the New York Rangers finally realizing that they don't have to win every game in the regular season and saving the tank or saving fuel in the tank for the playoffs?
I don't know if you've checked the standings lately, but it seems like there's.
I don't know if anybody can hear him.
He doesn't know if I've checked the standings lately.
There's about 10 or 12 teams all within 4 or 5 points of one another.
There's about 10 or 12 teams all within 4 to 5 points of one another. Okay, so that's even more incentive for them not to play hard.
You're sadly mistaken. All it takes is 2 bad weeks, and you might be out of the playoffs.
You know what? I don't agree with you. If you're 4 to 5 points out of a playoff spot in the NHL, you can make that up in the last 3 weeks. What do we got left in the season?
About 7 months.
What? Do you hear that? I said, what do we have left in this year? And FSA said about 7 months.
That's about right. I mean, Jesus.
It is about right, isn't it?
Until July, if you're lucky. But
is it July these days?
Late June.
Correct.
No,
of 2016.
Matt,
2018.
Play hockey when you're not in the hospital.
Yes.
How old are the Ranger defensemen? They're not getting any younger. Their window.
Wait a minute. The Rangers defense is not old in terms of today's standard. You're just, you know what? Put the crack pipe down.
I'm telling you, the Rangers are in trouble, man. More trouble than
the Sam Adams crack pipe
more
down.
More trouble than any
Sam Adams,
fan
one of our
wants
favorite
to believe.
What?
Don't they miss Cam Talbot this year? How's the other guy doing?
No.
No,
they don't miss Cam Talbot this year. You're going to say that the Rangers won the President's Cup because of Cam Talbot?
Cam
right.
Talbot? What was his record last year? He only lost about 7 games.
His record was 15-7-2.
It was better than that, Matt. He played more games than that. He was up around the 20 win total.
Oh, all the smartphones out there. No, it wasn't. It wasn't 15-7-2.
Listen, you got, what's his name? Dan Boyle back there.
Dan Boyle, I agree with you.
Yandel.
But I think you're a little bit too hard on Yandel.
Has Yandel been what Ranger fan?
Hold on, we have a police action going on in Big Al's house. There you go. Oh, looks like. What's the shirt there? What do you got there, Al? Adidas?
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Okay. Sponsor, Adidas.
Squash mate of mine.
Who's a squash mate of yours?
Adi Dassler.
Adi Dassler.
Yeah, the founder of Adidas.
Sure, of course. Everybody knows who the founder of Adidas is.
It's a drink guy.
Exactly. So Cheesy.
Yeah.
The Rangers aren't coasting, is what you're saying, or they're actually floundering and they're going to miss the playoffs. Is that what you're saying here?
See, I don't buy, Matt, that's what the Rangers are doing. I think it would be smart if they actually were. We've seen no sport where home ice or home advantage means less than it does in the NHL. So there's not much difference between the 1 and 2 seed and the 7 or 8 seed. But I don't think the Rangers are consciously, easing off a little bit so that they have some more left in the tank. Again, it would be a good idea, as would a 44-game schedule. But I don't know. I just don't think they're doing it.
Little dig, Sandy, with a little slap on the NHL season, the longevity. You would like a 44-game season?
44,
Sandy?
I think, would be ideal.
What about the NBA?
Oh, my God. How about a 12-game season?
And 3 quarters.
And 3 quarters, and then basically, show and, televise nobody but the Warriors.
Yeah.
Well, the Knickerbockers.
What about San Antonio?
Cheese Man, who's going to win the Stanley Cup this year?
Who do you think, man?
It's not going to be the Boston Bruins, who have. You want to talk about age and defense? How old is your big goofball?
Washington Capitals.
Not going to happen.
Braden Holtby. Yeah,
angry ward. Fake Sandy looks like he's filming an '80s music video with that lighting.
Yes, I am Combination Culture Club, and those guys, the Fix.
Karma, chameleon.
Yeah, the Fix were one of my favorite bands. Remember those guys?
X's Midnight Runners.
Angry Ward, can you hear Cheesy Bruin? Because Big Al can't. No, he cannot. Let's go through this again. Let's review. Hang up and call us back.
Okay.
Macy G, sportscaster, sports broadcaster, believer of fate, Chipotle addict. Welcome, Macy. This is our first live webcast, so bear with us. We got some technical issues that we're dealing with, but we seem to be firing on some cylinders at least. We've been talking about topics ranging from the New York Rangers coasting in the regular season, perhaps, to save fuel for the tank come playoff time. But my constituents...
Maybe.
Oh, is he back?
Maybe the Rangers make the playoffs.
Hey, Al, can anybody else hear Cheesy Bruin but me?
No.
All right, so Cheesy is just saying that maybe the Rangers missed the playoffs. He doesn't think that the Rangers are purposely coasting and saving fuel. He says that they are struggling and that the teams in the mix are not separated by a lot of points, and that's not changing, so the Rangers better get their act together. And Al, fake Sandy Alderson, agrees with him on that. Is that correct, gentlemen?
I would say so.
All right. Cheesy, you have to sort it out so that I don't have to completely repeat everything that you're saying.
Yeah, okay.
So,
I'm
hang up and call us back.
Oh, I'm going to get on this. Okay.
All right? Okay.
We've got an open seat at the bar.
We've got 2 open seats at the bar because you can get 4 in here at the same time. Matt Montessori, I had to jump in because your update says Pete Rose. Okay, Matt, we're going to talk about Pete Rose. Why not?
Matt Montessori?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I like your philosophy of educating children.
that's a reference that's gonna be lost on a lot of people right there. But I'm with you 100%. The Montessori school system. There you go. Okay.
Dennis,
All right.
babe, it was like Guy de Muppet's son.
Okay. All right, Al.
Yes.
We're gonna switch gears, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna talk about Pete Rose and the okay that he's gotten from Major League Baseball.
Mark Schott. Yeah.
I love them. We're not talking about Marge Schott. We're gonna stay on topic.
Not on Shotzi either.
Specifically for Matt Montessori.
Okay.
Thanks, and Matt caught the reference there. Good, Matt. Matt, are you a big-time Reds fan? Have been my whole life.
Nice.
All right.
Okay.
I got 2 words for you. Midnight Massacre.
I got
George Thomas Seaver going to the Cincinnati Redlegs.
Yep.
Oof.
I got 2 words also. Veda Pinson.
Oh.
Anyway.
Dare you. Life outside of America, so it's tough to follow. Where are you living these days, Matt Montessori? Taiwan, ladies and gentlemen. Taiwan. We've got a ding, 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 ding.
Something tells me Matt is doing something in the world of high finance, possibly with technical overtones.
Is that? Oh, well, All right. We'll have to wait on Matt there. But talking baseball right now, we're talking Cincinnati Redlegs getting the okay from Commissioner Manfred to allow Pete Rose to enter their Hall of Fame and have his number retired. Big Al?
Listen, whatever an individual club wants to do, I don't really have a problem with it. I've made my feelings on Pete Rose known many times. I think he's a scumbag.
Bleep.
Yep. But I think that there's never been any parameters on this guy. There's never been any boundaries that he's been willing to obey or stay within. And amazingly, he still hasn't. He still continues to bet on baseball, albeit legally at this point, right? Through books in Vegas and such, but. He's not learned anything, nor am I suggesting that Major League Baseball is in a place of morality where they should be, judging how someone lives their lives, but particularly in light of the current and previous commissioners of baseball. But I don't care if the Reds put him in their own hall. He doesn't belong anywhere near a baseball field. Honest to goodness, I thought it would be preposterous to say this 10 years ago, but if he ever got close to a major league team or baseball or actual games, I think the risk is still there that he could try to work something to gain some edge gambling wise.
Okay, but we're in a society of second chances, third chances, fourth chances, and we've forgiven so many other things with different athletes over the years that the likes of John Q. Public would not be forgiven. We've looked the other way time and time again. The Hall of Fame is filled with, not filled, but the Hall of Fame has chunks of players that have some notoriety, whether they were slapping their wife around, alcoholics, whatever. Are we at the point where this matters that much that this guy can't get into his own team's Hall of Fame? I mean, but at the same time, isn't it hypocritical of Manfred to say, okay, you can't be in the Cooperstown Hall of Fame, but you can be in the Cincinnati Hall of Fame?
A little bit. And I agree with you completely. America is the land of second chances, right? Or at least that's what Donald Trump is trying to do away with. But I think, everyone, anything short of rape or murder probably deserves a second chance. But with respect specifically to baseball, his crimes, so to speak, are particularly egregious. They cut right to the core of, the game as a legitimate proposition. How can you have a league? How can you have a game where the outcome is potentially, already decided? It's the absolute worst thing in the world. And the 1919 guys, the Black Sox, They were banned. There was very little proof. Evidence was and confessions were stolen. Big ups to Big Al Rothstein, Arnold Rothstein for that one. But
big ups. Huge.
Yep. Ups to Biggie. So, yeah, I mean, Rose is he's a rotten guy. And again, I get your point. There are dozens of rotten guys in the Hall of Fame. I mean, I'd be willing to go softer on steroid users than on those who gambled on the game. And the one thing that nobody ever brings up in defending Pete Rose is the fact that, he didn't just bet on baseball. He didn't just bet on the Reds. He bet against the Reds also.
Is that actually true?
According to the original Dowd report back in 1989, it's true. It's never been spoken of to any great.
Yeah, I thought that was the one saving grace that he didn't. Well, not that it's a saving grace, but that he didn't bet on baseball.
That's what I have a problem.
I mean, didn't bet on the Reds.
That's what I have a problem with, though.
But he bet on the Reds to win, right? He didn't bet on the Reds to lose.
How do we know?
I think that's what was in the report.
Well,
he never bet against his team to lose, but he did bet against his team. Anybody want to weigh in on that? Who's got the Dowd report, the Mitchell report, the Colbert report at their fingertips?
Well, I don't, but I can speak from common sense that if you're a degenerate gambler with
all right, Matt Montessori, our statistician, is going to Google this right now. He's on it from Taiwan.
Okay, and as you're Googling that, I'll explain my point and why I feel this way. You're talking about a degenerate gambler with millions in losses and not.
Excuse me. Sorry. Can you hear that? Can you hear this?
No.
Hold on.
Yeah.
You heard that?
Yeah.
Loud and clear?
Are you going to be the Jackie Martling of this program?
I'm the Fred Norris.
Yeah.
Did you hear that, though? Loud and clear?
Not that loud, but I heard it.
How about this?
Don't Craig Carton yourself. You're too good for that.
Hold on. Did you hear that?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. Now that we have that, we have that capability. All right. So, okay.
So my point is, the guy was in for millions of dollars to some pretty rough folks, and
he was always losing too. He was a horrible gambler.
Absolutely, but Fay Vincent and Bart Giamatti, the late Giamatti, were aware of all of these issues and how deeply in debt and even fearful for his life he was at times. You're going to tell me that, with a gambler, with organized crime figures demanding he pay up, he was sitting there with a moral compass on his shoulder saying, yeah, I need to save my life and make this payment back to these sharks. But, hey, I'm never going to bet against the Reds. That's where I draw the line.
All right. But, okay, there are people that will say this was 100 years ago. The guy's got how many years left on this planet? He's been banned the entirety of all this time.
Yep.
You've given him a no on Cooperstown and a yes on the Cincinnati Hall of Fame. There's a disconnect there.
I guess so. I mean, if Cincinnati wants to celebrate, everything about their history, they're entitled to do so.
But they got the blessing from the same commissioner that didn't allow his appeal.
Yeah, but I don't know. Now, Matt Montessori is telling us he never bet against the Reds. And
all right, yeah, he's our newly named statistician / accuracy expert, Matt Montessori, out of Taiwan, is saying that he did not ever gamble against the Reds. He did not bet on the Reds he did not bet on all Reds games. So he bet on Reds games. We don't know if he bet on all Reds games, or we're saying that he didn't bet on all Reds games, but we don't know if it's saying that he did not ever gamble against the Reds from the information that they have on Pete Rose. Cheesy Bruin trying to call in again. Matt, we have to point out that Matt Montessori is indeed a Reds fan. so he could be giving us inaccurate information on purpose here. And we don't mind that. We don't mind. We skew facts all the time here.
Skew. We intentionally obscure them.
Yeah, we blatantly lie about facts. And here's the thing that's killed us in bars is that we used to be the guy to go to for a sports question. Hey, what did Mookie Wilson hit last year? Oh, he hit 273. And there would be no question. As long as you answered it with conviction, you'd be the king. But now everybody's got a smartphone. He hit 216. You know, it's ended conversations. It's ended speculation. It's ended all aspects of society as far as
you know what? And the root cause of all that, the millennials.
The millennials. You millennials out there are ruining the millennium.
These pishers out there, and forgive my Yiddish French. They are.
Wouldn't that be pichets?
It might be. They're ruining everything. The millennials sitting there thinking they're something, living in Brooklyn and hey, I live in Fort Greene. Really? When I was your age, I was afraid to go to Fort Greene in the daytime.
But fake Sandy Alderson / Big Al Sternberg, it is those same millennials that are actually able to figure out how to use Blab and check this out right now.
They write it and they design it and they make millions off it. Yeah, I get that part.
I'd like to give a shout out to Macy Golder because this is her first time on Blab. Hi, Macy.
Good job, Macy.
Woo-hoo! Hold on, Macy. Hold on. It's Macy's first time on Blab. There you go. All right.
I used to love it when your sister's store was across the street.
Yes, Gimbals. Yes. All right.
Love the occasional
Matt, have we? Matt, hold on. We've got another Matt Montessori comment. Matt is a big-time Cincinnati Redlegs fan. Matt, I got to ask you this: you're living in Taiwan now. Are you an American? We're going to wait for him to answer that because my theory about you is that you said you weren't in high finance. You like red legs, and you're in Taiwan.
Ouch. And you remember that song from the 80s. I'm sure Angry Ward could tell me who sung it, but One Night in Bangkok. Do I need to say more?
Because Cheesy Bro trying for the upteenth time. This is amazing. So, Macy, you can call in if you like, and we'd love to have you join our show.
Absolutely, Macy.
There's way too much testosterone on
Macy, any relation to Bill Macy?
Or Kyle
Macy, the one-time Kentucky great.
Hold on. Cheesy just said Kyle Macy. I don't know if anybody can hear him.
Much props. Much respect.
I think he is – Cheesy, I think you're the great gazoo of this Meet the Mats webcast thing because I'm the only one – I'm your Fred and Barney. I'm the only one that can hear you.
I'm the Enzo on your left shoulder.
Going panorama style on you here now.
Al's taking a 10-100. That's a code in the film business. A 10-100 and a 10-200. You can probably figure out what he's doing.
I think that's a blanket from the nearby mosque.
All right, Cheese Man, nobody can hear your audio.
How about you?
I can hear it, obviously, because I just told you nobody can hear it but me. But so the only way this is going to work right now is if you say something, I'm going to have to repeat it so everybody can hear it.
Let's see if I can do something about that, huh?
We have covered Pete Rose. We have covered the Wilpons. We have covered the New York Rangers. If you guys have other topics you want us to talk about, or if we haven't satisfied your questions, let us know because we'll go back to it. But Cheesy Bruin, why are you looking for a new team? Why are your Dallas Cowboys no longer your favorite team?
Let's see. The whole
you have to fire your camera crew, Al.
Guys, a little to the left.
Yeah. All right, we're looking to the there you go. All right. Yeah.
Whoa.
That's good.
I like the freestyle extemporaneous.
All right, you do your thing. Whatever makes you happy, you do your thing. In the meantime, Cheesy Bruin is describing why he this season, after being a lifelong Cowboys fan, has decided he is no longer rooting for the Dallas Cowboys. And he started by saying the guy from that they got from Carolina, Harvey. And
Right.
Hardy.
Greg
Hardy.
Yes.
Greg Hardy. Right. Greg, he didn't like the things that he did. Go ahead, continue.
Let's see. You have a George Steinbrenner wannabe and Terry Jones.
He's got a George. He says there's a George Steinbrenner wannabe owner in Jerry Jones.
He built a whorehouse.
And he built a
That's
whorehouse.
not a football stadium.
Not a
football
You're talking
stadium.
about the White House?
Are you talking about the White House?
Off-campus house of ill repute that the boys back in the 90s would go to?
Well, they have every reason to party. These guys have no reason.
He said they had every reason to party. These guys have no reason
Great point.
to party.
No reason to celebrate.
Right. Well, you're not a big fan of Tony Romo?
I like Tony Romo.
He likes Tony Romo.
He gets a very raw deal.
Does he get a raw? You're saying Tony Romo gets a raw deal, but does he get a raw deal because he sucks?
No, I don't think he sucks.
Quite the opposite, Matt. What was their record this year? They were 4-12 without him this year. And
you got a suggestion from fan Macy Golder. Cheesy. She says that your new team, that any new team that you should root for, you should run far away from the NFC
East.
East.
She's absolutely right.
And she's absolutely right, says Cheesy Bruin, who we still can't hear because of audio
problems. How the hell can I root for anybody in that division?
And he adds, as a former Cowboys fan, how can he root for anybody in that division?
I'm leaning towards the Oakland Raiders.
He's leaning toward the Oakland Raiders.
Silver and black.
Why?
Black and gold.
The only way we're going to accept you being an Oakland Raiders fan is if you get decked out like one of those Oakland Raider Nation fans. Okay, you got to do that. You got to have the skull and the crossbones and the makeup and everything else. And then when your team loses, you have to go home like that.
How do you know I don't already do that?
How do we know he doesn't already do that?
50 days of cheesy brewing, baby.
Angry Ward suggesting that you should root for the Detroit Lions, and that's an order.
Sorry.
He said sorry, Angry Ward.
The Lions are moving also to Flint.
It's just like there's this blank screen, and all of a sudden a part of a head pops in and out over there. There you go.
No,
Cheesy, we just lost Cheesy Bruin again. Cheesy Bruin has been calling in and can't get his audio to work, so I've had to translate or actually just forward what he is saying. Here he is. He's calling again. Cheesy, you're killing us. All right, so we've covered basically all of our topics except for the Queen's Baseball Convention.
I've got it.
All right.
Matt, excuse me. We've got a question from Jimmy the Drunk. Sir. How do you see a 7-game series between Golden State and San Antonio unfolding?
Oh, Jimmy the Drunk, parolee proud. What's up, brother? How you doing? Hold on, let's give you a shout. Here you go. Here's your sound effect. Hold on. Here's the sound effect for Jimmy the Drunk.
Matt, I told you you're talented. You don't have to work blue.
Okay, good. That was a Ricochet because he's parolee proud. Huh? Maybe there was a gun.
That's fine.
Involved. How do you see a 7-game series between the Golden State Warriors, Angry Ward's favorite basketball team, despite the fact that he's from the Bronx, and the and South Africa? Oh no, San Antonio.
Right. Rugby boy, would you like me to handle this one?
Yeah, Big Al. Big Al's going to take this one. Go ahead.
Well,
Jimmy the Drunk. Jimmy the Greek's nephew.
Jimmy, it's clear that the two dominant teams in the NBA this year are Golden State and San Antonio. I don't think anybody's even close. And but a couple of things. I just think that Golden State is on an absolute rampage in which they are just crushing people. I think the LaMarcus Aldridge signing will be looked upon 3 years from now as a great signing that eased the transition from Duncan to the future, along with Kawhi Leonard. But for this season specifically, he hasn't been that great. Team is boring in their efficiency, but nobody is stopping Golden State from repeating this year. And I mean nobody. Right now, Draymond Green is the best player in the NBA.
All right, hold that note for a second. Matt Montessori, he's going to bed in Taiwan. I hope you tie one on before you go to bed.
Got a rim shot for that?
And we'll see you. We'll hold on. Wait. We hope that you tie one on, and we'll see you the next time.
Jimmy thinks Kawhi is better than who? Curry?
Jimmy, what are we talking here?
Where are you?
Cheesy Bruin,
Draymond?
you are
whoa.
Cheesy Bruin, we keep interrupting the thread here because you are calling in and you don't have audio for people to hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but nobody else can because you're not turning on some function or allowing. You know what you got to do? You got to turn your computer on and off.
Is it possible that Cheesy is the Stewie Griffin of this Meet the Mets podcast, in that on Family Guy, only Brian can hear Stewie talk?
Like I said, he's the Great Gazoo, and I'm Fred and Barney. So, Cheese
Great
Man,
Gazoo,
are you there?
of course, conjuring memories of David Wright's batting helmet after getting beamed by
and Pedro, what's his face, is hat, right?
Yep. Where'd he go? Tampa Bay or Florida?
Hold on, we got Jimmy the Drunk. He said Draymond. All right, so Cheesy, call us back after you restart your computer and try to figure this out again. We're talking basketball right now. We're segueing as per Jimmy the Drunk's request for us to address the question, how do you see a 7-game series between the Golden State Warriors and the San Antonio Spurs? And we know that Angry Ward is just itching to call in right now because he is a huge Golden State Warriors fan. Big Al, I'm just talking to your forehead now, Farhead, if you're from New Jersey. But you want to adjust this again? Because I was paying attention.
Kawhi is immensely talented and probably will get there, but right now, Draymond is just knocking suckers out. He is absolutely dominating. He's doing the unthinkable. He's putting Stephen Curry.
He's the dominator.
He's putting Stephen Curry in a supporting role. Draymond Green.
Whoa. Nobody
puts baby in a corner.
Put Stefan in a supporting role.
Or baby in a corner. I know Kawhi is a finals MVP. Draymond Green, to wit, is the finest basketball player in the world right now.
Wow. And you know what? He's actually saying that. I know you can't see his mouth, Jimmy, but he's actually saying that. That's not somebody that actually knows what they're talking about, looped in. That's actually Al, Big Al Sternberg / Fake Sandy Alderson. Yeah. All right.
If you've got an NBA question, I'm happy to answer it.
I got an NBA question for you. Who are the New York Knickerbockers this year? Who are they?
They're a tantalizing combination of some good talent, some old talent, and some really slow guys like Jose Calderon. When he's bringing the ball up, I want a shot at him. I'm pretty sure my monolithic first step could still get by him and beat him on the baseline. That guy is so freaking slow. Oh, my God. How does he have an NBA job?
Who?
Jose Calderon. Their aging point guard. They must make a change there. Otherwise, they can't get to the next level. But otherwise.
No, but you know what? You say they must make a change there. And hold on, we got a couple of more comments coming in. Where do you guys stand on Snowpocalypse? That's from Angry Ward. And Draymond is a second-round pick. How did that happen? Bad scouting. Or very good luck.
Good luck, but, don't underestimate Tom Izzo, guys. You know what I'm saying there?
Tom Izzo, I said.
Jimmy, if you went to Michigan State, you're a lot better than you probably appeared in college, in any sport.
Jimmy the Drunk, I got to ask you, this is a sponsored question. What is your favorite drink to get drunk on? And Angry Ward, the snowpocalypse. Snowpocalypse out there, guy. Snowpocalypse. That should answer that question. Captain Morgan. Without hesitation, Captain Morgan, Circle gets the square. We've got our Captain Morgan Circle Award winner, Jimmy the Drunk, the Parolee Proud. Or is it Parolee? Is that Parolee? Parolee. Never mind. So I want to talk. Let's get back to the Knicks. Who are the New York Knickerbockers? Are they a playoff team?
No.
But the East forces them into being a playoff team.
I think they'll eventually, unravel just a little bit. But I guess you have to look at it.
Who'll unravel?
Well, I think the wear and tear of the 82-game season will eventually take its toll on Melo's reconstructed knees. I think the savior, Kristaps Porzingis, who's been nothing short of, I don't even know the adjective to throw on top of this kid, but he's been Zinger has been dead on. 7'3". It's unbelievable. He's like Sean Bradley, but with coordination.
Macy just said that the Knicks are not a playoff caliber team because they went 2 overtimes at home versus the Sixers on MLK Day. But my argument, Macy, is that they wanted to keep fannies in the seats for that matinee at MSG on MLK Day and make some do-re-mi.
Well, I don't know if they're so hungry to make the extra do-re-mi. They have the ownership has an ATM machine called a cable franchise.
Hold on.
Breaking news.
Incorrect sound effect guy. We got to fight. Whoop. Just like that, Big Al Sternberg / fake Sandy Alderson fell into the downstairs apartment. Oh, he's back. That's the way you should do the entire thing. But you got to just get rid of the rest of the frame there. Can you crop the rest of your frame
so that a week or two?
Okay, fair enough. So the Knicks the Knicks did go into 2 overtimes and
had a hard time getting rid of the Sixers, who were very pesky, who've been much more competitive the last couple of weeks. And it happens, with travel.
They're more like the 73ers instead of the 76ers.
And they started the season as the 67ers. In fact, did you know that the 76ers D-League team in Delaware, their nickname is actually the Delaware 67ers?
You know what? I did not know that.
I kid you not.
I did not know that.
The
True
Raptors,
story.
The Toronto
Delaware.
Raptors D-League team is the Toronto 905s. Also,
we could go on and
another
on
infection
about,
from the millennials. Go ahead.
All right. Thanks. Thank you, Parolee Proud, Jimmy the Drunk.
Come back.
Our Captain Morgan fan of the day, Jimmy the Drunk. We'll see you next time here on Meet the Mats live sports webcast. In the meantime, we're about to wrap this thing up. We got a 3 more questions to go over. And just want to say thank you to all you folks out there. Still trying to figure out what these think. Oh, that's how that goes. Okay. Got a lot of these little symbol things going on floating around the screen.
Again, a millennial thing.
But also there's functions. There's buttons that you can do stuff with. So we're trying to figure all that out. Big Al, let's go back to our favorite topic.
The Wilpons?
No, let's go back to our favorite topic, which is baseball.
I was going to say David Arthur Kingman. All right.
New York Metropolitan's pitching staff is
second to none.
It's deservedly emulated.
Knocking Belly out. Go ahead.
Hold on. Okay. Yeah. No, it's lauded for a reason, right?
Stellar.
But it carried them to the World Series. That and a hot Cespedes and an insanely hot Daniel
And they're both
Murphy.
going to look good in National Red next year.
Right. So 2 out of 3 ain't bad, but it's the other way around. 2 out of 3 of those components are now gone. Cespedes is gone unless he takes the contract that yours truly proposed earlier in this webcast. And Daniel Murphy is now playing with the enemy, the Washington Nationals, who on paper should destroy every team in the division. They have great pitching there too. So how do Met fans expect, and you and I are diehard Met fans, how do we expect the Mets to get to make the playoffs? I don't either.
There are a couple of pretty significant holes on this team. I mean,
huge.
If you can basically say that the substitution of Struble Cabrera and Neil Walker are basically a wash, at least offensively, with Flores and Murphy. And you've replaced.
But why is Flores completely out of this picture?
Well, I don't know.
What did he do so wrong?
I don't.
Is another young player getting completely screwed by this organization?
I agree. And if anything, his defense did improve later on year-end in the postseason.
It did. He didn't kill that team.
Listen, you make it to the World Series with him as your starting shortstop. Obviously, the conversation changes. He was passable.
Hand second base to him.
Absolutely. The other part is he did break his ankle in winter ball, so they don't know if he's healthy.
Oh, come on. He's 20-something, young, strong.
He's a millennial, yeah. Another way that millennials are ruining the world. But yeah, so they
Wilmer Flores, you're ruining the world, according to Big Al Sternberg.
And in the immortal words of Bill Ripken, the night that Flores cried and poured his heart out and wore his heart on his sleeve that night when he thought he'd been traded. They asked Bill Ripken in the MLB Network studios, "Did you react like that? Were you crushed the first time you were traded?" Ripken, "I didn't cry." "Really? You didn't cry, you no talent brother tag along?" Anyway, I digressed. I don't like Bill Ripken. If anybody saw that, they know what I'm talking about.
All right.
So anyway, so the wash.
Okay.
Yeah. So the wash of Walker and Cabrera with Flores and Murphy. Let's put that aside. Essentially, the other change they made was substituting one of the most prolific power hitting outfielders in the game for Alejandro Diaza, who I don't think was released more than twice last year, but they gave him $6 million guaranteed.
$7.
So they give him
$7 million. He's Andreas Torres meets Chris Young.
Yeah, and they spent $7 million on Diaza, $4 million on Jerry Blevins, clearly bidding against themselves. And was it really necessary to bring Colon back at $7 million? So you put those things together.
You know what? He's an insurance policy.
At $7 million?
One of the young guns. One of the young guns.
Maybe
is
so,
go down.
But you know what?
No, you know one of them is going down.
Right,
you know it.
They spent almost $20 million on extraneous stuff this offseason. That's a year of Cespedes right there. I mean,
well, you get no argument here, and they haven't really done anything for the bullpen. Speak of. But I think their bullpen's going to be okay.
Bullpen,
because their starters are going to get 6 and 7 out of every night. Those guys are going to go 6 and 7.
Most of them.
You only got to get 2 innings of bullpen out of them.
I'm a little nervous, and this might be a topic for another cast of ours, but I'm a little nervous about Yoenis Familia.
I'm not. I think he was butchered by Terry Collins and handled in terms of just putting him in situations where he was bound to fail. He wasn't put in situations to succeed. He was asked to do the wrong thing too many times. And I think the 74-year-old green manager might have learned a thing or two in that postseason, because basically, nobody's really talking about this. Terry Collins was abysmal in that World Series.
And they did a documentary on him. Did you see that piece?
No,
Yeah.
I didn't see that. All right, so final topic. I want to get back to. Hold on. Cologne is a 500 pitcher, and they make upwards of 11 million. So 7 mil is a bargain. That's from Cheesy Bruin. You're right, Cheesy. You're right.
I disagree.
I think 7 million for a starting pitcher. And I was against signing Cologne for that 2-year deal, and I'm still. Other than the comedic factor, I still wouldn't have given him that money because the same contract went to Scott Kazmir, who was 31, and Cologne was 41 when Cologne got that 2-year deal from Sandy Alderson. So I've been against Cologne from the outset. And you can look at our Meet the Mats radio podcasts with Bobby Valentine and Mad Dog Russo calling in. And you can see that's there for the record. You and I arguing about that. You saying, "Oh, great signing! I love it! I love it!" I hated it, and I would have given the money to Scott Kazmir, and then I'd bring Scott Kazmir.
And how about
back
Victor
again.
Zambrano?
I can fix Victor Zambrano in 10 minutes. Who said that? Who said that? Don't you answer it. Don't answer it. Who said I can fix Victor Zambrano in 10 minutes, ladies and gentlemen? Referring to the trade for Scott Kazmir.
Wasn't that their CEO of pitching?
That was the doctor of pitching.
Yep.
Right? Okay. I'll give you a hint. Mullet. All right. And collar up. Collar up and mullet.
Cholera.
Collar up and mullet. Those are your hints.
And collard greens.
But Big Al / Fake Sandy Alderson, you made an appearance with yours truly at the Queen's Baseball Convention last year. A rather infamous visit last year. And I'm here to say that everybody out there should go to this thing that is a Mets fan.
I agree.
Would you concur?
Listen, if you're passionate about the team, there are some really good people that are involved in it. Some interesting guests. I think they have Bobby V and I think Bud Harrelson there this year.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's very exciting being here at the QBC, Queens Baseball Convention. And I expect nothing but the best for the upcoming season. But if I was managing, I was able to get an outfield of Agbiani, Peyton, and Timo Perez to the World Series.
That was just a Bobby Valentine moment. Sorry. Gratuitous Bobby Valentine moment.
Matt,
but he'll be
there.
The
best Bobby V. And,
he will be at the Queens Baseball Convention.
The opportunity to have you do his impersonation would be legendary.
Unfortunately, one of my best friends is having his effing I can't say that because I would ruin something. So I can't say what I was going to say, but I can't be there for a reason.
You said having? You can't say having?
I can't say having. But Al, I wanted to throw this out there for you to talk about last year's QBC and your run-ins with a few people and see if you wanted to say anything to that.
Yeah, in fact, they did have a brief exchange with whomever is whoever handle is QB convention. He took a couple of shots at me on Twitter last week.
Last week.
And the other folks involved, and we're talking about Flushing Frank and Mets police, and I think by and large we've buried the hatchet, and I've been nothing but respectful toward them. But listen, when you live in your mother's basement, never mind, I won't go there.
Hold up, Ma! Cheese sandwiches!
Cheese. Cut the crust.
Grilled cheese!
Anyway, the Mets have been something unlike a millennial. You and I have been rooting for this team, since the days of since 3.
Well, since 1903. We've been rooting for the New York Metropolitans since 1903. We look good for our age.
They were known as the Highlanders back then. Absolutely, yeah. They played in a peach.
The Pelham Highlanders.
Absolutely, yeah.
Peach
baskets. Peach basket or the Peach Pit after dark. You'll pull those.
All right. Okay. Anyway.
So
you You're
So
contrite.
here's the thing. So, as a guy who's been following the Mets since the days of Amos Otis and Felix Millan and Rod Gaspar, and I know you've got a story on Rod Gaspar, number 7.
Well, you could see our Meet the Mats interview with Rod Gaspar about the '69 New York Metropolitans, which he was
right
part
there,
of.
meetthemats.com.
Check it out.
But you're right. So, you take that kind of passion. I mean, this is in your blood. If you love the Mets, it's in your blood more than any other professional sports team on earth. Yankees, Cowboys, Man U, whatever the cockamamie names are. There is nobody with the passion for their team like Met fans. And when you take that passion and you enter a place like McFadden's last year and the last 2 years where we went, you become overwhelmed by it all. You're with Mishpucha. You're in the mitten drinnen. You're involved with all your people.
We're going to need subtitles.
Right. Going a little ethnic on you.
Which will go over you because you've got all that space above your head. Your subtitles would go across the top
I've got
of
an
the screen.
Uber ad coming there momentarily. Although Lyft is making a late push. So anyway, I get fired up. So,
what's cool about it, and I was saying this earlier in this webcast, it's like going to a foreign country where the language is so different. It's like going in the Czech Republic, or it's going to Turkey, where you really can't associate it with French or Spanish, and don't have a clue. And then all of a sudden, somebody speaks your language, and then all of a sudden, there's a couple of 100 or 1,000 people that speak your language, and you're just walking through, and you can walk through the Queens Baseball Convention and go, "Hey, Mike Phillips." Somebody goes, "Yeah, Mike Phillips. Yeah, hit for the cycle.
Yep.
Yeah." Then you go, Rod. You can just say any name. Bruce Benedict. Oh yeah, Bruce Benedict holding his hand in the Sid Finch thing. Yeah.
Bruce Beauclair.
And it goes on and on and on. Was it Ron Reynolds or Bruce Benedict?
I don't know, but
in the Sports Illustrated article about Sid
Reynolds.
Finch, it was Ron Reynolds. I knew it was an alliterative catcher's name, Bruce Benedict or Ron Reynolds.
And also with that second completely unnecessary N at the end of his first name.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I believe it's Ron.
What's up with 2 N's and Ron Reynolds?
Ron.
All right. Let's see. I think we've covered all our topics, and I think we are just about out of time. Hold on. This sound signifies that we are at the end of this webcast, which has certainly had its cheese. Oh, wait a minute. Cheesy Bruin trying to call back in one last time.
Is he in Australia?
No, that's the sound for. That's what we'll just do when he's talking. I'll just do that.
Can you hear me?
I like it.
I can hear you, Big Al. Can you hear him?
I cannot.
Say something, Cheesy.
Oh, for Christ's sakes.
He said, "Oh, for Christ's sakes." Did anybody hear that but me?
Didn't hear it.
All right, well, this was a lot of fun.
Well, Cheese Man, this is the sound of you being on. So you can hear me, right, Cheese? Here's Cheesy Bruin.
All right. I'm trying to get this worked on, all right?
This is Cheesy Bruin on Meet the Mats today, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Cheese Man. Thank you for giving it an effort. You got to figure out the audio thing on your end. It's probably a very basic thing that you're doing or not doing that is keeping you from sharing your gems with the rest of our audience. But this was our first live sports Meet the Mats. What are we calling this thing? Webcast?
No, it's better than it's a Blabcast.
It's a Blabcast, but you don't necessarily have to do it on Blab, but there's no reason for us to leave Blab right now. But so we call it
Blab Blue.
But does anybody know what Blab is other than us? Well, a lot of people know what Blab is, but Ladies and gentlemen, what do we call this? Do we call this the Meet the Mats webcast? I think that's what we're going to call it, a live webcast. And these things actually, we're recording this right now.
Webcast makes us sound like everybody else.
What do you call it?
Something different.
All right. Well, we need to come up with that because I got to put it on the website and then blah, blah,
live,
blah, blah, and then
live going right to the cup, taking it to the house coverage of all your favorite sports topics.
Boy, that's not exactly an elevator pitch.
It's not pithy. I'll give you that.
All right, we have to work it out. We can use some suggestions on what to call this thing. We don't want to we don't want to say podcast. And I guess Al's against calling it a webcast. What are we calling it?
Let's get rid of cast altogether.
Let's get rid of the cast. Because today's cast sucked, including yours truly. So the new cast. We did a whole new cast for this non-cast
I'd be
thing.
so brazen as to say, let's just call it the internet. Meet the Mats.
We're brought to you by Al Gore's Information Superhighway.
That was a hell of a love story. But you know what?
How about Superhighway Sports?
That would have been good if it was 1997. No.
It's not?
Kurt Cobain.
Because I got this jacket in 1970s and this one 1996 a shirt. By the way, hero
to
villain.
To villain. Wow.
You can't really see it.
Very millennial comic book like of.
Yeah, and by the way, for the folks at home that just want to know, my head is it's ready to blow off my shoulders because I'm not wearing this ridiculously large brace that I'm supposed to be wearing, and my shoulder is killing me right now. And I'm going to take a Percocet as soon as we get off the air.
You're not allowed to do that on the air, right? It's like
no.
I Love Lucy. They have to have separate twin beds.
No, you know what? I'm not going to take a Percocet. I'm not. I didn't take one last night, and I'm not taking one today. Ice.
Cheesy has a suggestion for a name.
Al Blab's era. They just went out of business. They're closing shop.
After taking Peyton Manning down. And by the way, let me ask one final question of our audience.
Hold on. We got one final question.
You think about this for next time and get back to me. Has there ever been a product or service or solution that Peyton Manning wouldn't endorse?
Yes, there has. Summer's Eve.
He's done it.
I don't think he has.
Wait
a minute. You're gonna. Is this how you're gonna start scratching away at the armor of Peyton Manning as a bad guy?
No, that's lowbrow. I don't do that.
But that's not even. Why? What's wrong with Peyton Manning?
He's greedy. Those Papa John commercials?
What do you mean greedy? You got a window of opportunity to make money here. You wouldn't be doing these commercials. You wouldn't be doing those commercials. You're Peyton Manning.
Someone's here.
Answer the question, Al.
I'm going to knock him. We'll continue next time.
Oh, we've got family coming back into Big Al Sternberg's house. Dogs, kids, twin boys, and dogs. There's one of them.
Son Jack.
He's playing. He's good. His kids have been playing beer pong off camera. He's got the red party cup. Good. Red. Yeah, that's great. It is a Tuesday. What is it? A Thursday? It's a Thursday. So Big Al's got beer pong going on with his teenage twin boys. There you go. All right. We're getting props handed to us from different places. Thank you. We're going to sign off right now. Parting shot, though, Big Al. Let's summarize what we discussed and agreed to today. We agreed that the New York Rangers ice hockey team are not simply using the regular season to tune up for the playoffs and know that they have the ability to coast a little bit after expending themselves in the regular season last year, winning the President's Cup. Both Big Al and Cheesy Bruin disagree with me. They say that the Rangers are in real trouble. I think there's still plenty of time for the Rangers to turn the ship around, and that they are and have been taking the foot off the gas pedal a little bit. As for Pete Rose, we did determine that Commissioner Manfred of Major League Baseball, is hypocritical in saying that Pete Rose is okay for the Cooperstown Hall of Fame. I'm sorry, he's okay for the Cincinnati Hall of Fame, but he's not okay for the Cooperstown Hall of Fame. And Big Al Sternberg / fake Sandy Alderson doesn't believe that he should be in any Hall of Fame. And he stood up for that. Al stood up for that. All right, we got chaos going on in Al's house. And then finally, the Queens Baseball Convention. Everybody should go. If you're a baseball fan, it doesn't matter if you're a Mets fan or not. There are going to be some celebs there, some sports stars, including Bobby Valentine. You guys should go to that. We've been there, and even if you're not a Mets fan, it's like walking into a room that everybody speaks the same language, and that language is baseball. And finally, the Wilpons. The Wilpons, what happened to you guys? You used to spend money. I know that you got debt. I know that you've got physical, financial pain, but what you put on us as Met fans is a sin. It's a crime against humanity. And with that, we're ending our first Meet the Mats live sportscast, webcast, podcast. We don't know what we're calling it yet, but we're ending it right now. And we want to thank you for putting up with us. And so long, everybody. We'll see you on the next one.